Raymond Carver is widely regarded as one of the greatest short story writers of the 20th century, often mentioned right alongside Hemingway and Chekhov. Born in 1938 to a working class family in Oregon, Carver's characters are reflective of a world of alienation and loneliness, on the edge, as one biographer wrote, of poverty, alcoholism, and self-destruction. Many of these themes are explored in his short story Cathedral. The idea of how people are living in worlds of alienation, impoverished by the numbing effects of alcoholism and passive living, blinded to the real purpose of life, which to Carver is human connectedness. Written in 1983 but set in the 1960s, at the start of the age of television, Cathedral examines how humans numb themselves against really experiencing life by using drugs, alcohol, and even the passive form of entertainment like television, all of which prevent them from connecting to another human being in any meaningful way. The narrator, husband, doesn't seem to understand his wife, her friendship with the blind man Robert, or even how Robert could have loved his wife when he never saw her. He is bigoted, stating in the first paragraph of the story, "His being blind bothered me. He was no one I knew." Robert had left an impression on the narrator's wife when she had worked for him many years before. She recalled he touched his fingers to every part of her face as a way to truly see her. The narrator says his wife never forgot it. Quote, "She even tried to write a poem about it," unquote. The human connection had sparked something creative in her. After much eating and drinking, the narrator and Robert watch television. A show about cathedrals is on, but the narrator is incapable of describing one to the blind man, who says, "It won't hurt to learn something." He's open-minded in a way that the narrator is not. Finally, the blind man asks the husband to draw a cathedral with him. Robert places his hand over the narrator's hand as he begins to draw the cathedral. Robert asks him to close his eyes, and as he draws, the husband experiences something he never has before. He is creating something and is connected to Robert through touch. Quote, "It was like nothing else in my life up to now." When Robert tells the narrator to open his eyes, the narrator chooses to keep them closed. Finally, he has empathy for Robert. He can see something beyond the physical and understand beyond his own limited view of the world and of others. The title Cathedral is highly symbolic. A cathedral is a place where what is unseen is as powerful as what is seen. The narrator says, quote, "It's really something." Carver died of lung cancer at the young age of 50, at the height of his literary acclaim and only 5 years after this story was published. Although often associated with minimalism and so-called blue-collar despair, Carver ultimately believed in the redemptive power of love and human connection, as seen in one of his greatest stories, Cathedral.